Interesting. We'll see if this even works. It says it's working, doesn't mean anything. Day 10. Excellent connection. It looks like it's here. Sweet. Well, I can tell you one thing for sure, YouTube, is that your live platform is garbage compared to Twitch. It is absolute garbage. The last 2 nights didn't record at all. It's hard to disconnect to at times. I just realized at day 9 and my excellent tirade yesterday wasn't recorded, but this is good practice, so it doesn't really matter. I've done this video today already. So I'll keep it pretty brief because I'm not going to talk for 15 minutes again since I'm halfway through my dinner. Diet's going perfectly, and my consistent diet is seriously my recipe and secret weapon to success, because it's seemingly something that people just can't do. They can consistently eat poorly or consistently eat the wrong thing, but they don't understand what it is to eat a properly tuned diet for whatever it is that whatever endeavor it is that you've got happening. So Dr. Heathers, my good friend, the good shrink, sports shrink, we'll call him, is somebody else that in my experience was able to commit to such a level of dietary. Just like, for example, speaking of routine and consistency, like people do with sleep, to get a good night's sleep, you should go to bed the same time every night. You'll wake up the same time every morning, which means you'll get that melatonin release a few hours after sunset and fade into sleep, get that nice REM and REM2 sleep cycles and a deep sleep cycle as well. But people can't do it, and it's just I find it interesting. They can't move from enjoyment from a diet to a performance-based diet, replacing the short-term gain of taste for something long-term, which is performance, to stop people getting chronic illnesses, demineralizing their bones, all kinds of problems that could have been easily prevented just by having a pretty simple regulated diet. Some routine and consistency goes a long way and is the cornerstone of athleticism. So really there's no escaping it. And we're in this age of willful ignorance at the moment, and in the end you're just damaging yourself. Nobody really cares, so it's up to you. But in the end, if you want to be crippled from an early age or deal with all kinds of complicated chronic pain issues, then you've really only got yourself to blame in the age of the information technology. All this information's at your fingertips. Like I said, willful ignorance isn't good enough. Everybody's got the same information at their disposal today, and unless you've got a serious disability, mental or physical, and you've got no excuse. The information's free, and you can take an average of everything that you read and figure out what the truth is somewhere that boils down from the average. And with dietary stuff, from all scientists, it's pretty hotly debated. There's all different kinds of theories, and everybody may have different requirements, but that's that sort of empirical study with science of trial and error and trying to figure out what you need to do to make a diet that works for you. It's taken me a long time to figure it out. Eating habits, when to eat, when not to eat, what to eat, how much water to drink. It's something that, for a few years or even at least a few months, you'll be keeping a spreadsheet to check what's being put into you, basically. And the analogy I always give is you're not going to put diesel into a petrol combustion engine. No future in that. Just like, even though your body is awesome at processing nutrients and minerals from any type of food, they don't have many nutrients and minerals in them. So you can get nutrients and minerals from Doritos and donuts and whatever you eat, and make no mistake, there will be minerals and vitamins and nutrients in there, but just not many. So you want to make sure you've got a diet that has enough macronutrients and minerals and vitamins in there to sustain your body for whatever it is you're doing. So if you're doing a lot of manual labor, a lot of hard work like that, doing a lot of heavy lifting, high intensity work, and you're not getting enough protein, you're not getting enough minerals, you're going to demineralize your body, you're going to get hard tissue issues, you're going to get sore ligaments, tired tendons, you're going to fatigue your muscles, you're going to do damage. It's just a matter of time, you know. If you're young, you've got a little bit more time up your sleeve, but once the damage is done, it's just going to get worse. And that's this rising cases that we've seen, and I've personally noticed over my career of data scientist work, of increased amounts of chronic pain and chronic issues that people are literally being debilitated by, to the point where doctors didn't want codeine to be prescription only, because so many people are dependent on it once they're older to go and do their shopping, to drive cars, do everything in life, because they're suffering chronic illnesses through poor diet and not sufficient exercise and stuff that we know now. But everybody's a victim of time, right? So and a victim of circumstance as well. So you know, hindsight sees 2020, like they see, and it's certainly a horrible thing as far as I'm concerned. You know, the GPs have talked about being overcommitted now, simply because people are coming in to get prescriptions for codeine, like, you know, very low dosage, obviously, that we've been accustomed to having in Australia over the counter for quite some time now. So interesting how the government decided that would be a good idea, simply because, you know, a few bad actors were abusing it, just like anything in life. Anyway, I won't go on. I will stick on routine and consistency and how important that is. By not doing it, you will be in a world of pain. Doing the bare minimum is better than going for broke and then doing nothing at all for a long time. Most people that I see now in my 30s towards their 40s have all kinds of problems that are as a result of not being consistent with their diet, exercise, or, you know, consuming too much alcohol, drugs, whatever it is. It creates problems. So something to be aware of, something to make note of for the stuff that I'm doing at the moment, which is how important consistency and routine is. I will be amazed if YouTube, if this uploads it. Really disappointed that last night seems to have disappeared off the face of the earth. I'm still coming to terms with how the YouTube stream setup works. I know it has 12 hours, which is good because this is a vlog, so they can delete after time. I don't care. But maybe I can change it so they become permanent. I'm not sure. I have to figure out the system. But give consistent dieting a shot. Plan your diet, only have in the house what you should be eating instead of what you want to eat. Try the old, you know, 50-50 at least, or 75-25 of, you know, eating for a purpose versus eating for entertainment or indulgence. I eat stuff that I enjoy eating all the time. Like every meal that I eat, I like. You know, I've got a simple taste, haven't got a very sophisticated palate, but nonetheless, like when I'm training, going at it like a bull at a gate, I never get any pain or injuries, and feel really good, sleep like a baby, have normal bowel movements, pH and salt levels in my urine are perfect. You know, there's so many different quantifiable measurements that you can take, including blood tests, to see if your health is right. Again, if that's an expense that you don't see or see any value in, then don't do it. But in Australia, at least, you can get a blood test for free. It's like dyno tuning a car. You can see what's going right, what's going wrong, if there's any stress, high cortisol levels, high white blood cell counts to see if you're fighting an infection, your CRP value to see if your heart is, you know, wasting away from damage that's been done, high blood pressure, whatnot. You can get so much feedback from that. The information's all there. You'll be able to sit down on YouTube and see how to analyze it if you don't know anything about basic pathology. And I strongly urge anyone that doesn't know their current blood rate readings and full blood count statistics to get a blood test and just get the full panel, see what your cholesterol's like, read full blood count, check, see what that's like. Your liver and your kidney function can be assessed from a blood count. You can get hormone panels if you need it, but probably not so necessary. But I've heard of a lot of people, young people these days, with low testosterone and hypothyroidism and all kinds of problems just because they don't exercise enough and eat right. So that's always on the cards. I hope this video saves, because I'm not going to do it for the third time. Have a good night and a weekend, even though I'll be doing this tomorrow. Bye.